Hello, this is Sarah Tolbert-Hurysz, a student in ELPA 6872 at ETSU, and this presentation is Learning Project 1, for which I read an article using an online curriculum design and a cooperative instructional approach to orient adjunct faculty to the online learning environment. This research article was published in the Journal of Continuing Higher Education in 2015. In this presentation, I will provide a summary of the research article as well as share my reaction to the research. I'll begin by looking at the research article's literature review. The research really is founded on two important trends happening in higher education in the U.S. The first is the increased hiring of adjunct faculty at many of our colleges and universities, and many of us may see this trend at our own institutions. And it's also based on this trend of increased enrollment in online courses across the U.S. I think a more interesting piece in the literature review related to the hesitation among some full-time faculty in embracing online learning and in their willingness to teach online classes. The authors here imply that because there is this hesitation among some of the full-time faculty, that more and more adjunct faculty are being asked to teach online classes or being hired to do so. A more obvious piece of the literature review was the author's establishment of a correlation between the quality of teaching in an online course and the student satisfaction and retention in that course or in the program in which the course may be. And then finally, the author spent some time at the end of the literature review establishing that there is a difference in the skills needed to teach an online course versus a face-to-face course, and that a simple translation of what a teacher may be doing in an online course, in a face-to-face course into an online course may not work, may not be the most effective approach, that it really does require different design and different strategy. The researchers conducted their study at a small private college, and they shared a little bit about what was going on at the college that led to the research. There was a new online degree program that was about a year old, and they had noticed that there were student complaints about the current adjunct faculty teaching the courses, the online courses in that degree program. And also at this institution, there was a broader effort to work on the retention of students at the college and in the programs. So in light of this context, college faculty overseeing the program decided or thought and believed that if they could help the adjunct faculty be more confident and better equip them with technology to teach the online courses, that it would lead to improved retention in the program. So to address this problem of the perceived problem of underprepared adjunct faculty, the college began an online orientation program for their new adjunct faculty in this program. And they modeled the orientation on the desired teaching and learning that they wanted the students to experience in their own classes. And in this online orientation, they provided opportunities for the adjuncts to gain some hands-on experience with engaging activities, discussions, and other types of assignments. So they were really modeling and giving the adjunct faculty practice at how to do online education well. 6 questions were central in the curriculum development for that orientation course, and these questions were what faculty needed to know to get started, what might be best practices for assessment and grading in an online course, and so forth. They ended up with a self-paced course consisting of 6 modules that was really designed to combine experiential learning, reflective practice, and coaching concepts, all in an effort to support some cooperative interaction among the students. And again, this was an online orientation program for the faculty, but they were trying to show that the adjunct faculty what they wanted the experience to be like for the students they would eventually teach. The researchers came in to really look at the effectiveness of that faculty orientation, and they did a qualitative study that used a critical incident questionnaire, or the CIQ, which consisted of 5 open-ended questions. The researchers did pilot that survey, and they found as a result of that pilot that they needed one more demographic question added to the survey. So the survey ended up being a 12-question anonymous survey embedded in the last module of the faculty orientation. The first 6 questions were all demographic questions. Then there were the 5 open-ended questions that asked the participants about their experience in the orientation. And the final 12th question was a question that asked for any other comments or input that the participants might like to offer. There were 118 participants in the faculty orientation, and 74 of them completed the survey, which is a pretty decent response rate. I've provided on this slide some of the average information about the participants, their average age, work experience, the average number of online courses completed or taught. When looking at this research, I noticed that the range of age, years of work experience, number of online courses taught and completed that range was quite wide. So this represents the average ages that we saw there. And it is worth noting that the majority of the participants were Caucasian. The results and findings of the researchers were not necessarily surprising to me. You can see on the left column of this table the 5 open-ended questions that they asked about the faculty orientation, and then of course the 6th question is the question related to any other comments that they may have. If you look at the right column, you'll see the results, kind of a glimpse, a snapshot of the results that came from that survey. And again, I don't think any of them are interesting in and of themselves. I think they confirm that the orientation was a good experience. The faculty liked the assignments that were designed to be engaging. They weren't puzzled or confused. They appreciated the faculty feedback as they went through the course, and that they were really impressed by the depth of the course and the extent of their engagement with their classmates. I think if there is an interesting or kind of surprising finding in this table, it comes with number 6. Their course was originally scheduled to be a 2-week course, and upper administration at the college decided that a 7-day course would be more preferred by adjunct faculty, but you can see that multiple comments to question number 6 indicated that the faculty would have preferred a 2 or 3-week orientation rather than a 7-day one. So it looks like the administration got that wrong. The conclusions of the researchers were that the survey did provide them valuable feedback about the curriculum. It was positive and affirming that the curriculum for the faculty orientation seemed pretty good. The researchers also concluded that teaching skills for online learning are going to become standard. All faculty coming into higher ed or in higher ed are going to need to know how to teach and teach well in an online environment. And because of this, the researchers concluded that institutions really need to begin developing and refining orientations for faculty who will be teaching adult learners in online programs. In my reaction to the research, I think personally the literature review made a stronger case than the results and findings for some of the conclusions the researchers made about the need and importance for developing and refining online orientations for adjunct faculty teaching, or even full-time faculty teaching online classes. I was really interested in the instrument adaptation. I love finding out about instruments that exist out there that have been created at some institutions and how they may be adaptable to meet needs at other institutions. So knowing about the CIQ is helpful for me. I do have questions leaving my reading of this article about the impact of the adjunct status as part-time faculty and how that may have fed some social desirability bias in the survey results. I'm not sure how comfortable adjunct faculty may have been sharing any of their experiences that may have indicated the orientation wasn't good quality. but maybe they did have a good experience. It's hard to know, but I feel like there could be some social desirability bias there. And then I would have loved to have had some information about the impacts of this faculty orientation on the eventual retention of students. This research tends to end after they got the survey results from the participants in the faculty orientation, but it seemed like early in the article there was some conversation about the relationship between orienting faculty and having them well prepared, and then the student retention. So I would have liked to have seen those results. But overall, I think it was an interesting article. I'm always willing to hear what's happening at other institutions in preparation for developing their faculty to be better teachers. Thank you.